Hi there, everyone. Thanks for visiting lanksports.com. Keith Schweigert here alongside Jeff Reinhart, and we're here to preview one of our spotlight games for Week 10, the final week of the Lancaster-Lebanon League regular season, the Section 2 clash between Conestoga Valley and Lampeter-Strasburg. This one's going to kick off at 7 p.m. in Lampeter. I'm going to be blogging live from the game, so be sure to join me on my live blog for all the action. Jeff, tell us about this game and how you see these two teams breaking down.
Well, this game lost its luster when CB lost in odd fashion to Cocalico last week in double overtime. Cocalico lines up for the game-winning field goal in double OT. CB blocks it. Dungan, the Cocalico kicker, picks it up and wings a pass. It's a live ball. Antol catches it and goes in and scores.
That's a tough way to lose.
That's a tough way to lose. So CB gets knocked out of the section race last week. LS clinches outright in its first season up in Section 2, which is amazing. So this game really lost its luster when CB lost, and that game might have knocked CB out of districts too. They're 4-5. So Bucks need a win here and probably some major help to get in Quad A, because Quad A is a cluster right now.
Yeah, that seems about right. Even if CB wins, I'm not sure if that'll be enough to give them some good points, but they're still going to need some other people to fall probably.
Probably, and I think LS is looking for momentum. LS also knows that if it wins, it gets the number 1 seed in AAA. Pioneers have never had a 10-0 season, so I think they'd like to get a good win here and get some momentum going into Week 11.
Mm-hmm. For LS, the thing that has struck me this year is how consistent they've been week in and week out. We always talk about it. They don't have a major star player on offense. They have 6 or 7 guys that touch the ball every week. And on defense, they've been kind of quiet about it, but they're right up near the top of the league, number 3 in total defense. So both sides of the ball, they've just been fantastic this year. What do you do to try to dent that if you're Conestoga Valley? Is there anything that they can do to slow down that offense and do something themselves against the defense? Yeah,
nobody's had much luck. Mannheim Central gave them the best game when LS pulled that one out late with the reverse Mannheim Magic win. You mentioned the balance. McCruden, Neff, and Groff all have over 300 rushing yards. Those 3 will all touch the ball at any time. Nate Shank has been very steady as usual at quarterback. I think he's the 3rd-ranked passer in the league, just a tick under 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. He barely gets picked. Fun stats galore with LS. I mean, really. 26 takeaways on defense, you mentioned. 3rd best defense in the league. They're solid. They're balanced. They have depth. And they're the section champs, so they're sticking their chest out a little bit. They're proud of that, and I think they'd love to go 10-0 and get some momentum here. We'll see how CB responds. They got to be down a bit after losing that way to Cocalico last week, and CB goes over there knowing that they're probably not going to have a Week 11.
Yeah, their fate's kind of out of their hands. Even if they win, they're going to need help.
Yeah, I really like LS here a lot. I think they want the 1 seed. I think they want 3 home games and get the home cooking. And I love their balance. They're ranked in the state now in pretty much every poll. They're as high as number 7 in one poll in the Patriot poll. So, dream season, great ride for LS, and I think it continues here. Yeah,
I agree. And for CB, it's kind of been a weird season. I mean, they started out 0-3. Yeah. Not a lot of teams recover from that, but they did. They put together a modest winning streak in the middle of the year. Mm-hmm. Then comes the heartbreaking loss to Mannheim, late in the game, and then, on top of that, they dropped this one the way they did last week. So, with a couple of breaks here and there, we could be talking about CV definitely as a playoff team. Yeah. They're still mathematically alive, of course. As we mentioned, they're going to need a lot of help and a win this week, which is going to be hard for them to get. But
I'm sure they'd love to get one of those non-leaguers back.
They'd
be
absolutely.
They'd be right in this. They really would.
Absolutely. So I'm liking LS in this one. I just think they have too many weapons on offense. I mean, it's like I said, they have no stars, but they have 4 or 5 guys that touch the ball every game that can break one. And Shank, as you said, he's not asked to do a Kyle Smith win the game all by himself kind of a deal, but he manages the game really well. He doesn't make bad decisions, and he's just one of those steady guys that you like to have at quarterback that's not going to get you in any kind of trouble, and if you ask him to, can make a play for you here and there.
Absolutely.
So I think LS hits the playoffs with some momentum here. Congratulations, great season for the Pioneers. I think it would be the first 10-0 regular season in their program history. I know they made that run in districts a couple years ago, and they were kind of the unexpected team that sort of got in and made a run. Now they're going to have to deal with the weight of being that top seed, the Section 2 champion. So we'll see how they do in the playoffs, but I think they get there, with an unblemished regular season.
Me too.
So.
We agree. LS over Bucks.
Well, folks, don't forget, if you can't make it out to the games on Friday night, be sure to stay with us here at lanksports.com. Jeff and I will be blogging live from our 2 Spotlight games. We'll update all the scores from across the league as they happen, both on our live blogs and on the ticker that goes across the top of the main page. And once all the final scores are in, Jeff and I will recap everything in a video that will be posted late on Friday night. We'll try to get as much as we can about the district playoff matchups in there, but we're kind of bound by how many results we get and
Saturday games.
Who's going to figure out the points and the Saturday games. But we'll do our best with that. Thanks again for coming to the site, and be sure to enjoy the games in Week 10.